we, for once, have the four of us today, so that's fantastic. I would say it's kind of a anniversary of the show, but it's not. Anyway, today the theme that we're going to talk about is mobile games. But since we like to do things our way, we are doing mobile games from the comfort of our home. Because I'm too lazy to take my phone and, play outside.
I think Crian goes first on the script, so it looks like Crian's going to describe his game first.
Oh, no.
All right, so as everything
I can go
is scripted,
first,
as
that's
you
fine.
can see.
No, I'm cool.
I mean, if you want to start on a
Crian
negative
will go
note, I
first.
can go first.
I've missed those.
All right.
Oh, no.
I'm going. I want to be positive today.
All right.
I had a very late meeting that was very negative. So,
Aw.
okay. My game is Disney's Sorcerer's Arena or Disney's Sorcerer's Apprentice. I always forget what the name is. Old, so it's okay.
Apprentice is the movie.
Oh, thank you, Adam. So, I actually enjoy this. I was playing this yesterday. Only thing I will say this much: BlueStacks, we love you. Thank you so much, but Jesus Christ, you run terrible on my PC. I mean, I have a 3070. I can play Battlefield 2042 in 4K, 60 frames per second.
This is just optimistic right now.
Okay, yes. I was supposed to be optimistic. Okay, we'll skip all of that. Okay, but no, really cool game. I mean, even though I'm turning 39 in 2 weeks, really fun. All these cool Disney characters, and Adam was reminding me, and Antoine was reminding me yesterday when I was streaming, like, oh, this is who this is, and it's really colorful. It's sort of like a happier version of Hearthstone Mercenaries in a sense, because you have characters, you have equipment and stuff, and equipment changes your stats, and you have 5 different levels of stats. So basically, what this is in a sense is like a version of what I would say is like. I always think of Final Fantasy for some reason is like Final Fantasy with turn-based combat, and this is not a stepping stone for Adam and Antoine to talk about Final Fantasy. Let me say this right now.
I'll talk
or
about
anybody
that
for
later.
that matter. But basically, so you start off the game. You start off with 4 characters, and you ended up with 5 characters. I'm still doing the PvE stuff, and you're going through the campaign. And you as you go through, you get like little character shards or little coins, and when you get X amount of coins, you unlock characters. Like I unlocked the evil lady from Cinderella, or I think, oh no, she's from 101 Dalmatians. Then I unlocked the lady from Gargoyles, Demona, and then I unlocked somebody else as well. And I had 3 unlocks basically after 1.5 hours of play, including the time I spent on my phone. Overall, pretty fun, but I mean, after 1.5 hours, I was disappointed. I had hit a wall. Like in the PvE campaign, one of the PvE campaigns, it was basically like, sorry, you're only level 10. In order to get further, you need to be level 12. I'm like, what the? And then I had to go into the other campaign, and even after 1.5 hours, you couldn't do PvP, which I would imagine is where all the fun is and where a lot of people are. On the chat side as well, I could see there's a lot of like different people. I saw Korean, French, Italian, lots of stuff all going through the same chat, which was kind of interesting at the same time. But yeah, no, I was pretty happy with the game. Besides its performance on my PC, which is why I was telling the guys I want to stream this from my phone, because my phone, of course, is 120 megahertz screen. It has the latest AMOLED technology, and it looks beautiful compared to this freaking 1080p. I can't do 1080p anymore. It just looks too ugly. All right, with that very weird description, questions?
So, okay, when we're looking at the little battle that you did there, there's these little yellow bars under the green bars. I'm assuming green bars are health. What's yellow?
Yellow is speed, just like Hearthstone, just like you and I talked about it. So when you're in a battle, the enemy guys, you can see the yellow bars go up, and when it goes up to completion, that guy is going to act the next turn. So you can just sort of like, okay, this guy's going to act next. He's going to do the most damage. I should like 5 people target this guy and take care of him before he does crazy amounts of damage.
I
Do you
was
know
watching
how
your
many?
stream yesterday. Sorry, just to know, were you able to figure out if you can change rows? Because I saw when I was watching your stream that you had some magician in the front row and some front row heavy hitters hiding in the back. And I couldn't see in your stream that you had the option to switch the rows and stuff like this. Do you have these kind of things? Like, is it advanced or it's really basic tactics?
So you can change roles, but what you need, so like what I figured out in my composition, you need somebody to taunt. So like in Hearthstone, when you taunt, magic can still hit anybody. But in this Disney game, when you taunt, magic can only target the person who's being taunted. So physical attacks or magical attacks can only hit taunted minions. So that's what I need is the roles don't matter, but you need a taunt person to suck all that damage up. So that would have solved it. Adam, your question.
I was because when I was watching the trailer, I saw things like Darkwing Duck, and you mentioned gargoyles. So, how many here or minions do they have? Because I mean, Disney's just got tons of characters.
I mean, just from the intro picture, and I've looked through it as well. I saw at least 40 unlockable characters.
Okay.
Yeah. And they all seem like really varied in terms of powers and stuff. I mean, one thing it has over Hearthstone is that you start off, and as your guy levels up, you unlocking more than just 3 powers. Hearthstone is only Mercenaries is only 3 powers. This has 4, 5, 6, and your powers get modified by the gear, and you have like 8 options for gear and stuff. So, I mean, for a like a Disney maybe targeted at kids game, there's a lot of like complication in there that I would like. What? I didn't care about any of it because I'm like, I don't want to spend time thinking about this right now. So I'm just like, equip all, I don't care. Yeah.
So how does combat work exactly? I mean, do you just like drag from one character to another, or?
So it's just the idea of like initiative or speed, like in Hearthstone Mercenaries. You somebody starts first, the person with the most initiative or speed, and then it goes in order. And you can sort of see it based on the yellow bars. So it's not like in a RPG where you can see like people on the side and it's like this guy's first, this guy's second. You sort of have to like eyeball and say, okay, this enemy is first, then it's me, then it's this guy, then it's this guy, then back to this guy. And yeah, but basically, yeah, you start off and you can see in the battle right now is basically one guy goes, you target a guy, you can choose an ability hits, then it goes to the next person, pretty much like that.
Okay.
I have a few questions.
Go ahead, Phil.
Quite a few. First off, so there's a huge amount of characters, I'm guessing. So looking at the pitch there, you choose a set amount of team. Do you get like bonuses if you play with like a theme, almost like a deck, let's say, like a theme of they're all princesses or they're all from a certain cartoon or thing?
None that I have seen so far. So no bonuses, and that would be a thing. I guess would be kind of cool, but that would be like an extra level of complexity on top of stuff already.
I'm guessing that there is, as with all these mobile games, there is a pay-to-win element or a pay-to-play element. Is that in the characters that you can unlock in a faster progression, or is it like a locked campaign or stamina type thing?
So I did. If you watch last night's stream, I did run out of energy at one point, and I had to what did I have to do? Is I had to do something to get more energy. But when you join, like, this kind of game, you join like a guild, and if you join a guild, people can send you energy as well, which is a component. You can use, of course, like with all these games, you can use real money to just straight up buy characters, just like in Hearthstone Mercenaries as well. The pay to win aspect, I would imagine, is when you get up to level 15, you can unlock PvP, which is where all the the serious stuff is happening. And then people just say, okay, I'm spending $20-$30 to buy all the strongest characters. And just like in Mercenaries, there's a tier list online, so you know who is the strongest character. In this as well, there is a tier list. I had a look at a YouTube video. I'm like, oh my God, I'm nowhere close to that. But yeah, definitely a pay to win element. But for someone like me who's probably going to play this an hour a week, 2 hours a week, maybe, it doesn't matter.
And my last one was going to be, and I've noticed this with every mobile game, and I'm guessing it's the same, just out of curiosity. They always tend to have this, you pay your money for the in-game currency. And I was reading somewhere that it said this is all supposed to be a ploy with these game companies, because the idea is that if it says like $2 or $5, there'll be a certain amount to which you're willing to spend. But if you spend like $10 and you exchange that into 1,000 mythical tokens of the unicorn, then you don't really mind spending 100 mythical tokens of the unicorn for some character, because you never really, maybe not always relating it to a real cash value. Is there a gem or mystical thing in this game?
Oh yeah. There's multiple sort of real world. There's multiple currencies that you can buy with real money. There's 2 of them you earn in game, and 1 is just straight up with real money. And you're right, because like I think about Hearthstone, and I build up a lot of cash regularly on Hearthstone. I'm like, and I know how much that cash costs. So 100 gold in Hearthstone is $2, and I go through 100 gold. I go through 1,000 gold a week, but I win enough, so it doesn't matter. I'm not spending my real money. But I'm like, after you mentioned, I'm like, oh my god, I'm spending $10 a week in fake real money.
Kind of makes you wonder if some of these games should just go the cryptocurrency route and just be like, hey, this in-game gold is now a form of cryptocurrency that we can spend. I mean, like Game Arena, I feel like could do something like that, right?
I mean, there are already games that do this. There's a big, very famous upcoming sort of like exploring No Man's Sky style game that's in development. It's called Illuvium, and like their one Illuvium is like $1,800 at the moment, and they're going this route of stuff.
So you can buy stuff in game or out of game.
And you can sell, like when you discover like this planet becomes an NFT, and you can say, hey, you want ownership of this planet in the game? You're gonna have to pay me, $20,000.
It's cool. You own a planet.
A fake in-game planet, yes.
Yay.
All right, I'm done, gents.
right.
We can move on.
So Antoine, you want to go next, or you want me to go next?
Yeah, sure. Well, I can go. No
Okay,
worries.
go ahead.